I have such deja vu right now with my coffee sitting down to film a video like this. I used to do this in Austin all the time, but it just feels right. So I felt really called to make this video now because it's been about 6 or 7 months since I quit my full-time job. I put my stuff in storage in New York. I booked a one-way flight to Singapore, and I've been traveling through Asia by myself and living in Bali for the past few months. So going back to where I was before I quit my job, I was losing myself. I felt so disconnected and dysregulated. My nervous system was not okay. I woke up so stressed and depleted every single day. I also want to share that this was not always the case in this job. I actually loved this job. This was my dream job for so long and something I worked so hard for. But I think it's really important to realize when you've outgrown a situation, whether that's a job, a relationship, a city, and notice how it's making you feel. I did stay in this role longer than I probably should have. I started feeling not great about it earlier on, but I felt called to stay, to try to build a really clear plan for my exit, because I don't think it's good to impulsively leave a job or not have a plan. You really need to balance the present with your future well, and at the time, I needed to stay, and I think I left at the right time for myself. But there have been other times where I've been in positions like this where I felt like I was losing myself. And if you are in a position like that where it just doesn't sit right with you, it feels out of alignment. And there are so many cases with my friends where they were feeling so stuck and so drained in their job, and they ended up getting fired or laid off before they even quit. So if you don't leave, the universe will make you leave if you have outgrown a situation. And that's kind of a beautiful thing. Of course, I was about to quit this job. I was living in Manhattan. I was doing some work on the side, but not enough to fully support myself and my lifestyle in Manhattan. So I was worried about money. I was worried about work and if things would work out and if I would need to just go and find a different job. But I ended up choosing myself because I knew this next chapter for me was so crucial. Like, I could not go from feeling out of alignment in this position to feeling out of alignment in another. Like, this was time for me to risk it and go all in for myself. So I decided to book a one-way to Singapore, and then I started traveling throughout Asia intuitively. I didn't really have a plan, but I just started booking travel as I went, letting clues guide me from one country to the next, which led me to Cambodia and then Thailand and India and Nepal, and then back to Thailand and Bali and Japan, and now I'm going to Korea next week. And it's been the most beautiful healing journey. My two goals when I quit my job were to get in touch with my intuition again because I felt like I lost it, and to rest. I wanted to heal. I wanted to get back to myself and become strong and guided by what my purpose is. And I can safely and thankfully say that I allowed that to happen, and I feel like it's all come together and it's still coming together. It's a constant journey, but I am so glad I took that risk and I bet on myself, because the thing is if you keep putting it off and you let fear take over and you keep yourself small or in these positions that you're not meant to be in, you are just postponing reaching the true state of where you're meant to be. And that's always going to be with you in your heart. So the sooner you choose yourself, the sooner you start doing what you are craving and what energetically feels like it's calling you. The reason you want something is because you are meant to have it. So if you're feeling called to travel the world, build a remote business, be your own boss, and live your purpose, it's because you are genuinely meant to do that. So I actually started my online businesses years ago, and it took me so many years of trial and error to actually start earning money from it. But I remember I didn't value myself. I didn't value my work for so long. And at the end of the day, you will only make as much money as you think that you are worth, because that's how other people will value you. You are always a mirror to other people. So if you don't feel worthy or valuable, other people aren't going to treat you as such. So when I started changing my mindset and thinking my work is valuable, my experience is valuable, and I should get paid for this, that's when I started earning more money. So while I was working my full-time job, I was, of course, building my personal brand, building businesses and income streams outside of my job, which is what actually allowed me to leave my job and still be stable financially, and also allowed opportunities to come into my life. Because when you have a strong personal brand and people know what you do and what your expertise is, they come to you. And that's a beautiful thing. That's why I highly recommend building your personal brand, whether you want to be forward facing or not. Share your wins, because that is how you attract opportunities, and it's so much better than having to go out and look for them. Some mistakes I made early, though, are doing too many things, and candidly, I still need to work on this. But at the end of the day, to find success traveling and working remotely, the best way to do it is to have one main income stream. Whether you're working a remote job or you have one business that you're going all in, do that and make sure it works really well, and then you can start diversifying. But if you're doing a million different things and testing and trying out so many things, you're going to burn yourself out and you're not going to find success in any of them. There's a saying that says, a master of everything is a master of none, but it actually is true. At the end of the day, what I learned through almost a decade of building online income streams and attempting to do different things is, one, you know how you work best. And if you don't know, there is a way that you work best. Your personality, your blueprint is so important to pay attention to. So when I started really paying attention to my human design, astrology, my Ayurvedic dosha, my Myers-Briggs, and understanding, how does my mind work best? What kind of person am I? When do I work best? Where do I work best? That is when I started developing income streams that actually match my energy and felt effortless. There was a time where I tried to do Amazon FBA and I failed pretty miserably because it just did not click for me. And it's because I'm not a very analytical person, but I am very creative. So I started doing UGC, and that is really what kind of took off for me, and it felt so natural and actually fun. And I think having fun when you make money is so important. And that's something that I am trying to always keep at the forefront when I take on different projects or opportunities. Is this fun for me? Does it feel natural and effortless? And don't get shiny object syndrome, because you are going to create more space by saying no to opportunities that aren't aligned for things that are. And don't do it alone. There were so many years where I was trying to learn and figure it out on my own. But once I started turning to mentors and coaches and joining masterminds and joining people who were on the same mission as me, maybe they were at the same level or even ahead of me, that is when I started moving faster, because I was learning from the mistakes they made without having to make them myself. I had people supporting me. And I think something that is so underrated is just emotional, moral support. Someone saying, you got this, keep going. Because when it comes to entrepreneurship, digital nomading, or just living in any sort of different way, the easiest thing to succumb to is your own mental blocks of saying, I can't do this. But if someone who has already done or got into where you're trying to go says, yes, you can, that will give you that boost of energy to keep going. Invest back in yourself. I'm the biggest advocate of investing in yourself, in your education, in your expertise, in coaches and mentors, but also trust yourself at the same time. There has to be a balance between the two. So today, I'm living in Bali. This is my home. It is stunning. It's a beautiful 2-bedroom villa with a pool. I wake up when I want to. I go to the gym or Pilates or Muay Thai. I'm eating nourishing, delicious food. I'm really able to take care of myself here. And I have a beautiful community of friends and women who are basically doing the same thing as me, but on their own journey. And I just actually interviewed a few of them for a different YouTube video, so you can check that out. Most importantly, I feel like I'm living my purpose. This journey around Asia for the past 7 months really brought me back to myself, and I did a 10-day silent meditation in Nepal. I have a different YouTube video on that, but that really gave me clarity to what my purpose is, and that's why I created Alignment Lounge to help other women live this way and build this lifestyle for themselves. But if my story resonated with you and you want help mapping out your own path, I have something for you. It's called Align and Abroad, and it's completely free, but this uses the personality test that I love paired with a ChatGPT prompt to help you find the right online income stream for you and what will suit you best and feel effortless. And if you're feeling stuck in your 9 to 5 or just in any situation, leave me a comment below. I would love to hear your story. And subscribe if you want more honest content like this, not just how to, but what actually works when you want to live differently. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.